All right, so I haven't made a lot of videos. I'll tell you why here shortly, but we've got the conference coming here next month. So in preparation, anticipation, getting people, I guess, interested and just to understand, like, what the hell is this guy going to be talking about? I'm going to do videos just on the subject matter and some of my training, just to give like a breakdown of like where we're going with this and what it's going to be about. I know I train dogs, I guess, to some in a unique way. I use a lot of the training techniques and styles and tools that everyone else uses, but sometimes I go to another level of depth. And also, let me just kind of preface everything I say that I'm not trying to say I'm a better trainer, I know more, I'm more talented. I've done this for a long time, but reality is that I'm learning all the time from the dogs mostly, but also there's other great skilled trainers that do a wonderful job, and they're helping dogs and resolving serious issues as well. And again, why do I do it the way I do it? Because it works, and no one's ever told me that their dogs are worse off in any way. So I continue and try to evolve and understand. Because I used to just kind of do it and be like, oh, I kind of see what's going on. Let me just kind of address it that way. So what is that way? First of all, we have to, and this is just straight up conditioning, dogs have to learn how to make conscious choices or calmer choices, or replacing one behavior that's not desired with one that is, right? Simple and plain. But it goes deeper than that. As we know, as dog trainers and just dog owners, there's a relational element. Even if when you see dogs, you know, there's that controversy about them being pack animals, but there's something going on between them and us where dogs can even listen differently to different people and in different environments. So part of what I do and how I implement the structure into a dog's life isn't just teaching them how to act in certain real-time situations, but also showing an awareness on the part of an owner so that the dog can look to them for guidance, aka their leader, their boss, their teacher, whatever is somebody in a shared situation they can look to do when they don't know what to do, right? Again, want to make dog training basic. Dogs just don't know what to do in the life they share with humans, and they freak out because they think their needs aren't going to met, and they can go to this visceral, and that's where I'm going to get to the sensory, this almost, you want to call it a fight or flight, because some dogs are very hypervigilant by nature, breed, or life experience, or the kind of relationship the owner fostered with them. Or you just end up with, you know, dogs just, you know, as puppies, are just following their owners too much and they get overstimulated by everything. But a lot of this occurs during transitional events. So what are transitions, right? It's when things change. It can be anything obvious from a new person coming to the home, a new dog encountered on the walk to trigger reactivity. It can go to something as subtle as an owner getting up to go to the room, or you could be standing in the same room and you could be changing what you're doing. I've had many a time where a dog is calm and relaxed at the end of the session, and then when we're like wrapping up and we're going to pull out our phones and start doing something different, but we're not really moving around, the dog is still reacting to it. Because you could say that a lot of dogs get overstimulated by movement, and that is a fact. There's a lot of times where dogs have that herding kind of, you know, reacting to movement instinct, but there's no, like, they should have outlets for it, but there's no way to turn it on and off. And that's, again, where puppies, a lot of times they become so hypervigilant because every move the owners make, they're giving feedback to, and they're aware of it, and they're just waiting for the next one. So how does that relate to what I'm talking about? A lot of these reactions that I'm talking about are sensory based, where the dog is in a position where their mind and body are so overloaded with thoughts and stimuli that it's like, I'll say it's like shaking a soda bottle. And I myself, who have struggled with sensory issues, a lot of times, if you know, I've learned how to navigate it better as an adult, but a lot of times when you're just getting too much input, like if you're bright lights, a lot of sounds, a lot of feedback, a lot of things to focus on at once, a lot of times in certain situations it can trigger overload. And the human version is called a meltdown, or, you know, sensory overload, dysregulation. For dogs, we see it as reactivity, anxiety, just these kind of issues that we see that, again, it is the symptom of a dog in a position of not knowing what to do. But when they're not knowing what to do, there's a deeper level of things, and again, a level of looking for a leader, a level of being shown what to do, but a level of getting their sensory system so organized that they're making these calmer associations in real time when events would potentially trigger their reactions, or overreactions, because some dogs can react, but it's just gone too far. Dog can be happy for a greeting, but they shouldn't be jumping or barking excessively at a new person, right? That's an overreaction to a greeting. but it organizes the sensory system by creating deep levels of focus. And that's why I use the term focus building so often, because when a dog is taught to single-pointedly put their attention on, in the case of a command or a place where they go to a spot or even a heel at your side, you can build that focus where they can hold their attention, and it is through a lot of conditioning and then correction and reward to hold it. You can get a dog to actually feel calmer. It's just like if a human meditates or if someone breathes, or if you're focused on, like in nature where there's not so much external stimuli, your whole body feels more relaxed and calmer. So that's a lot of the principles I use. I call it meditation for dogs, but not really to get cosmic. It's just so you can relate to the same kind of effect that can be happening with humans when we can become anxious, and certain modalities of internal work can help us as well. So I want to leave it at that for now. I'll talk more about this. I'll try to make regular videos just so I can, again, give you some insight to what I'm doing here for all these years training dogs. Because I don't really post as much of what I do as I used to. So that's a little intro to it. Look forward to meeting my fellow dog trainers, and hopefully giving you guys some new insights to a unique way of looking at dogs and the relationship they have with us.